we almost done. Yeah, we almost done this chapter, which is chapter 19. So constantly welfaring others, the root text say, be free of flattery and flakiness in friendship. Be steadfast and reliable at all time. Do not disparage other, but always abide with respectful demeanors. That part's we finish, right? Basically saying have a good moral ethics, either your own benefits or having good relationship with others, because benefiting to others, we have to have good relationship with others. That without that, we cannot be a benefit to others. So making good relationship, the fundamental is our own moral ethics, and that all the moral ethics comes from that our intentions or motivations, thoughts, as well as you have a thought that keeping moral ethics, then moral ethics will be follows. If you do not have any intentions and thoughts, then the moral ethics not really in present. So this is the fundamental. And then after that, once you have a good moral ethics, once you make good relationship with others, then what you need to do is then saying the mentally you benefit to others to generate compassion. So regarding that, what we already read it, but this part is important. Therefore, I prefer to read it again. So, Master, what is the definition of compassion? It's being unable to bear in one's heart that suffering of all sentient beings. That's a different, the different compassion than the others. He is saying suffering of all sentient beings. That's you, whatever you have a feeling to, like say, or wishing that wishing be free from suffering, whoever's. So that same feeling has to be generate for all sentient beings. All sentient beings here, the point of Buddhist regarding Buddhist text include the every single creatures, insect, animal beings, and then everything's counted as a beings. Or generally say sentient being who does have a like a consciousness and feeling that counted as a sentient being, but which things does not have that consciousness and feeling that not counted as sentient being. So therefore, all these creatures are have the feeling that how we know that they're looking for their own foods, running here and there, and they protect themselves, and they take care of their families. You know, the parents take care of their children's, insect, animal, everything, right? So, and they runs for to fulfill their own wish. You know, they're thinking something, and then they try to get this, then they're searching and they do something for that. To go here and there. That's what we call sentient beings. And then because the rock, tree will not count it there suffer. But the being who has a feeling, the emotions, consciousness, that will feel suffering. So whoever having suffering, that's the being we have to wish them free from suffering. Which things does not have a suffering, that no reason to wish to them. So therefore, the sentient being who does have an emotion and feeling, so that's counted, and that's all sentient beings are suffer by many different type of suffering. So this is the one difference, right? And then it's being unable to bear. Unable to bear is that unable to bear in our heart. That goes to the every single sentient beings. Not only that who you love, not only that who you cares, right? Because why it's saying that you shouldn't only be compassionate with only that who you cares and who you love. That's not enough. You should generate compassion for every single sentient beings. Why? The one reasons the principal reason is they're all suffering as we are, as I am, right? And another reason is as well as you generate compassion for every sentient beings, you will be more peaceful and calmness. That's the benefit. The whoever generating compassion, they do have a lot of benefit, and who do not have a generate compassion, they have a less what called they're happy and enjoy, they're more suffering. So therefore, this is the definitions here saying. I think it's regarding Buddhism, and then point of that, the Buddhists not count that compassion only like a to close one and like the loved one. Buddhist count is kind of like a bias. Compassion shouldn't be biased. This is the part of bias because you love only few people. And then you can ask a lot of questions like why I have to take care of everything and so on, right? Okay, this is the part of the compassion. And then look at that definition. It also shows like it's more mental state. Compassion is mental state. Compassion is not the physical actions. So the physical action is the result of compassion. So what things lead you that actions, the things that lead you actions by your own expectations, that not compassions. Things lead that actions, the physical actions, body and vocal actions lead by compassion, then this is compassion actions. Because every nice actions or every positive action is not necessarily compassion action. So because the compassion action should be led by the compassion. So it cannot be counted that the action that lead by empathy, right? So some action lead by empathy, then this is empathetic actions, not the compassion actions. But both are positive, right? Both are positive, but the main source driving which things drive to you their actions, that's counted. So this is how we determines between those differentiated between different actions. Even it's positive, right? So there were compassion action, empathetic actions, or like cunning actions or deceiving actions. All those are different. So okay, this compassion actions should be led by compassion, and then leading by compassion maybe that we must have compassion in as a mental state. Okay, then. So how to, that's the saying. It's as a mental state, it's not automatically there, it's not innately there within us. But what innately there is empathy. Empathy is innately there. So something you see, some injury, someone suffer, you feel sad, worry, or you wants to help, that kind of things like so far we count it as empathy, not the compassion. So then compassion, empathy is the seed of compassion. As well as you have empathy, you do have a capable to cultivate compassion. If you do not have empathy, then you do not have a capable for cultivate compassion. This is the one point. So therefore, as compassion is not innately there, we have to cultivate. We need to get through by the practice. Then how we get it. So this is the next line of saying. So first a master, which is like Adisha asking by his disciple Ram, I would like to request a method for cultivating compassion. Okay, Chopra, help me to read this paragraph.
If you ask from, go into the presence of a sentient being oppressed by a powerful illness. Then, through your imagination, extend your attention to all sentient beings and think, sentient beings have assumed this kind of bodily existence. With such a body, this kind of illness appears. On top of leprosy, they get boils. On top of these boils, they experience pain. And one pain is followed by another pain. In such a manner, they undergo this kind of agony alone. What a pity! Alas, these suffering beings are not unknown to others. These are my parents, who have given birth to me again and again. In this manner, cultivate compassion to the point that you cannot bear to see them suffering, as if your actual mother had fallen into a fire pit.
Okay. Yeah, please also read the next one.
Likewise, avoid the presence of those who are suffering from poverty, deprivation, hunger, and thirst, and who have no clothes, and cultivate compassion in the same manner. Even when remaining at home, reflect vividly upon the sufferings of the hell beings and the hungry ghosts. Meditate upon these sufferings to the point where it becomes unbearable. Then, counter mental laxity and excitation by meditating upon their antidotes, alternately as presented previously.
Okay. Basically, saying how to cultivate compassion. That either the imaginationally you are focused on some kind of being who suffer, or you seize directly, like say, go to hospital or like the prison. You see directly who suffer right now. So and then feel that exactly feel that why how they suffer, and then but still not necessary that you have a wish to them free from suffering, as even you sees them as suffering. Um, but we have to cultivate that thought, right? To wishing them free from suffering from your deep heart. It's not just logically or just what called um, by your not by just your knowledge. It's more your comes from your hearts that wish to free from suffering. That's need to be cultivated. So therefore, the having that wish to someone else who we do not know, but we sees them as a very suffer. So the first things we see, okay, you can see it's kind of one being who always wishing free from suffering, exactly same as me, right? And secondly, as far as you're not making close to that person, but still we will have a difficult to have that wish to free from suffering. So making close, we have to make close to that person, whoever you are take as an object to generate compassion, right? Or cultivate compassion. So making close, there are few methods there to make close. Sometimes you just see one sentient being who is suffering and then who wish to free from suffering. That reason is enough to make you close to that person. But some people does not have that capable. That only that reason can make them close to that person. And then making close to that person, thinking um, we are same human being and we are brother and sister. You know, they're using that kind of terms, the family's name, the brother, sister, the father, mothers. So, but it's not just only artificially you're thinking it, right? So it does have some kind of logic to think that, but I don't know. It takes time to put that logic because it goes with the previous life and future life. But I'm not going with that. So, but at least you can think that some kind of that my brother and my sister, or we are same human being in this earth, right? There still is not help to have make close to you, and you can think this person is kind to me, right? Whoever I'm thinking this person is kind to me. How come it's kind to you? It's kind to me right at the moment, helping me to cultivate my compassion. So that's the kind. And also that's kind to me because it's that person helped me to be a more patience. It's bringing me so many good qualities in within my mind stream that the patience or like forgiveness and so on and so on all this good quality only we can have through by the difficulty people. Either difficulty people, maybe the mentally difficulty people, or physically, maybe we have a really suffer. So the difficulty people is the best that we will have those good qualities through by them. So therefore, think that that person is so kind to me, right? So we have to judge through by the more positive to making closer. If we judging that, like say, okay, this is different countries, that's negative. They can say, oh, this is with different ethnicity, then it's judged as negative. So, and also, that most of we judge usually, I think, goes negative. Therefore, why not positive way to judge it? We are one human being, same human being in this earth, right? And it's kind to me. And then the person, the nature is, it's a positive. Whatever they react like the negative or the bad things, but still the nature is the positive. Nature is clear. So thinking those reasons again and again, repeatedly, and then that makes your mind very close, getting close to that person. And once you get really close to that person, then there are no problem to have wish to them, have a compassion to them, wish to them free from suffering. There are no problem. You can easily have those. But so far, we will not have that kind of compassion to every sentient beings equally because we divide it a lot with the many different reasons. And though all those reasons are negative reasons, those negative reasons we divide it. So the stranger people, they say use the term stranger that automatically connect to us. I shouldn't care this because it's stranger, or I'm not connecting with the stranger. I don't have to make relationship with because it's stranger. So see the stranger, the use lot of negative thoughts to comes, right? Say similarly that we use you and me, us and them, ours, yours.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can you explain to me what you said about negative thoughts come to you when you get to know strangers? Can you explain
Oh,
that?
yeah, I tried to say that they use the term is stranger. They're just stranger, right? Not the person. When you say, okay, someone coming to seeing you, who's that? There's some stranger. Then automatically our minds, oh, I don't want to see that. Right? That kind of the stranger makes that kind of negative thoughts for us. So, so therefore, the cultivating compassion, we always apply the positive reason to get connected with the whoever, doesn't matter, get connected with. It means not really saying you don't care or you shouldn't care for yourself. Yeah, we should care ourselves to connect in others. Need to always be skillful, right? Skillful is always needed. Therefore, with the skillful, we always try to connect it with the person. But the connecting with the person is not necessarily physically connected as you generating compassion to the same person. Let's say very difficult people who you really don't want to see, never ever want to see them because whenever I see that person, always cause me suffering, right? Always make me trouble. Therefore, you decided I don't want to see it. It's physically you are making distinguish. That's fine. You still can continue to be a physical distinguish, but the mentally, once you cultivate compassion, the best things put that person is very close to you in an imaginationally, right? So imaginationally is not that you are physically connecting it. Imaginationally, that the person's put in front of you, and then apply more positive. Okay, that person is actually I see this as very bad, but when I investigate, when I analyze, then what is the nature of that person's? Then I see it's more positive. is this person is always negative or not? This person is negative for everyone or not? If this person is negative, not bad for everyone, then that person has some kind of part that good things, just good things for someone else, right? So bad and good. So for me, that person is bad, but that person is somehow, some reason, that person could be good because someone liked that person. But or as I don't like it, because someone liked that person, as that person has some kind of good qualities. As they have a good qualities, then I cannot describe that 100% is bad. And then that's one reason, right? Another reason, this person every time, every day is cause me have a trouble, or every time makes me difficult or not, right? If it's every time is not, then that's just one good reason that it's come sometime. Sometime cause you trouble, but we judge it that once we have a one like a bad connection with that person, then we decided always as a bad, every time as is bad. When we deeply analyze it, it's not every time cause you problem. It's not shows you every time anger, right? Every time not shows you anger. And not every time having anger or trouble with others. You know, this as well as it's not every time, then it makes you sometime. Sometime that person is bad. It's better than thinking every time that person is bad. And which is more of like a fact. Sometimes it's true. Every time it's right, wrong, right? You agree it? When you see that person is, we judge that. Once we have a see one time is difficult, then we see this person's every time is bad, right? But that's the wrong view. Every time is not bad. Then further analyze, you might find, oh, sometime bad. It's much better than seeing every time bad. Sometime bad could be makes you good connected to them, right? Because sometime bad. And how come sometime bad, not every time, right? Sometime good and sometime bad, that person, how is changing? What do you think? This is our common nature or nature of human beings. It's sometimes good, sometimes bad, based on their reason, right? Based on their emotion, based on their ignorance. You know, that's the we see. At least we have to see them. Yes, sometime bad, sometime good. If you see really there's sometime good, sometime bad, then find it out why sometime bad. What do you think? And then if you do not found them exactly reason why sometime bad, then look at yourself. Take yourself as example, your daily experiences as example, why I'm sometimes bad. Yes, I do sometimes bad, sometimes I'm sometimes angry person, right? Take as example. I do sometimes have anger, sometimes do not. Why I do have a sometimes anger. Take as yours as your experience as example and then analyze it. Find it out what things makes me anger. All right. So, and then you will find it. Once you have anger, then what are your reactions? Once you have ignorance, what you have reactions? So based on that, then you try to see them. Okay, I feel that way. When I do something negative, it might be driven by my anger, or it might be driven by my ignorance. That's I see is when I do something negative actions, right? And then other words, I try my best to think positive in daily life as much as I can, but still, as a human being, it comes some kind of negative actions. When I investigate how comes that negative actions is driven by my own thoughts, emotions, either anger or some other negative emotions. It's driven by me that. Therefore, I react that. Really, I don't want to react that. I don't want to scold to them. I don't want to disturb to them, but as my anger and ignorance leading me do these things. So, but once after that, I cease that my negative actions, I will have, I'm having regret. So regret means that you really don't want to do that, but you don't have a control to do that because of anger, because of some kind of negative emotion, right? You are out of control. So once you come out of control, you react something that you don't want to do that. That's our self experience, right? It's myself, or look at our self experience. When you see that, then this exactly same apply to other, because human being nature are same. Whatever happening with you, whatever, however you reacted, exactly same they do, and then there might be same cause, same problem that what you have. So then I'm reacting negative because of my anger, then they are reacting negative there because of their anger. Why not? That's one reason, right? But you might say, oh no, I do not see, they do not have an anger at the moment. There's some kind of deceiving me. When they deceive me, they do not have an anger. So it's this very calm mind. They shows very gentle. Therefore, I clearly see they do not have anger. But still, they are deceiving you with some kind of negative emotion, right? It could be the attachment, or there could be the based on attachment, they're expecting something from you, right? So therefore, then they react, they deceive to you. They're deceiving. The action is driven by the attachment or expectations. It's not the persons. Right? So if we make that like a distinguish between person, their reaction, their negative emotions, distinguish between these two, then you will see the person is more clear and positive. So far we are not making distinguish between these, right? We see as the bad action. The bad action is exactly the person is the bad actions. It's not. Person is not the bad action, right? If we use logic, action is there's some movement. Person not necessarily has to be moved. What do you think, like between person and person's action? Any thoughts?
I work with children
Uh-huh.
all day, I'm a teacher, and I have noticed that I'll hear others saying, oh, that kid is bad, or that kid is, out of control, or that, and I do try to gently say to them, well, they're not a bad kid, they're just doing bad things. right?
Yes, yeah,
Or saying
yeah.
bad things or whatever they're doing. So,
Yeah, the action is different than the person, right? Actually. But yes, let's say my hand is separate than me. My hand is different than me. My hand is not me. It's clear, right? But my hand is part of mine. Same that action is not me, but action is part of mine. That's how we need to say it. As function is actually it's like diluted to us to see that do not see that distinguish between the action and that person, because we see the action is part of that person, and then we completely describe that person is bad. We never said that person action is bad, that person thought is bad, person is bad, because there's both thought and actions belongs to a person. So if so, then we must say the hand is the person. Person leg is the person head is the person, but it's not clear. If person hand is not the person, why person thought is the person? Why person action is the person? There were this person's their actions, their thought, which is negative, but that means not that person is negative. What do you think?
Understanding why an educator that's supposed to be sensitive to a child like that would think that that's somehow manifested in a child. It probably has to do with their circumstances or their home life or whoever's overseeing them. And as an educator, I would think would be their responsibility to be extra understanding and try to do something to make them more productive.
I'm sure they think that, that's why they got into teaching, but on a daily grind and basis, you get frustrated, overwhelmed, and you can't, like you said, you can't control yourself. And so I'm trying to show them that that's not really the truth, but you get overworked and underpaid and that kind of stuff. So I think they go into it with good intentions, but then they just get overwhelmed with everything.
Yeah, see, we now we can take this as example. Somehow you do not understand what she reacted, but commonly we see is that her intention is clear, right? Because wants to help, But we are, as human being, we are not the perfections. We do wrong, we do right, but it depend on how much we clear sees. But it's we do have a clear like a very positive motivation to help others, right? So sometimes even we have a very good heart, but when reacted, I'm not talking you in general, okay? In reacted, could be then like we do not know, right? Say parents take care of children, and they do love the children, but their reaction sometimes comes like the harms than children. Because of it's not the good heart. Because of good heart with the ignorance, then do not know how to better way to help, right? So this is the part of that it should be we think the number one we think it's positive. As I thought it's very positive, right? Because clearly sees that the motivation is clear that wants to help them. But action, I do not judge that way. But anyhow, if the action could be right, could be wrong, it means not that motivation is wrong. Right or wrong means not necessarily always comes by the negative intentions, right? As we see that intention is clear, then we might have some kind of sympathy to, okay, your intention is very clear, that which you benefiting to others, maybe what I'm thinking is better to that way. What I'm thinking is better to that way. And then discussion will be a lot of help, because sometimes we do and people not sees that it's good, but it's really help. But the discussion will be find it out, okay, this is a help. Then, when conclusions, the both comments comes in a conclusion is that through by the discussions, instead of immediately react some kind of negativities. So discussion, oh yeah, I thought that is then, how comes this way and how come that way? So keep our intention very positive while we do discussions. It's not the winning and gaining. It's not losing and gaining. It's just learning. It's just helping others. So therefore, with that intentions, always discussions, and then concluding sometime I'm learning new things that I do not think is positive. It is positive. Sometime maybe we can share our great wisdom to them. They might get some new idea, or sometimes we're learning a new idea from them. This is how discussion comes. Yeah. Anyhow, so children's, sometime I have many friends. Their thinking is, oh, I don't want to teach compassion to children. I don't want to teach forgiveness, and I want to teach empathy to children, because that makes children's weaker. And then children's always someone taking always advantages from my children's, because I think children is I taught children is I'm sorry, teach children forgiveness and compassion. As children doing that reactions, then people taking advantage from me. I'm my children is becoming more silly. That's many people thought that. But I think that thoughts comes from ignorance again, because they do not see exactly how compassion functioned, how compassion help. They're more judged by either they know 50-50 of compassion, a definition of compassion, or they do not know anything about compassion. And judged by that is again, the wrong way to judge it, because we judge by that we do not know. We have a lack of educations of that, anything, right? So His Holiness Dalai Lama said, people think that way. I'm becoming more silly. I'm becoming more weakness, or people taking advantages from me, and so on, so on. That think that I'm losing. I'm being compassionate is losing, not gaining. That's we think in our natural life, right? So His Holiness said, if you really try it, if you try it, the first benefit you will receive to doing compassion. Whatever we think I'm losing, not gaining, to being compassionate with others, is that thought is the wrong thought, His Holiness said. And based on that, I can say you're losing it because you're not proper way to cultivate compassion. You are not properly generate compassion. You are cultivating compassion, or you're being compassionate with other with ignorance, with attachment, with anger, with and so on, so a negative emotion. As well as you are being compassionate with the other with any negative emotion, that not turns nice. That really lose. That's true. So if you sincerely cultivate compassion and then react based on that, that comes more wiser and intelligence. Because compassion not brings you only that like a positive emotion. It's also comes within the great wisdom.
It comes within the great life.
Great wisdom. Wisdom, yeah. So the compassion comes with the great wisdom. Once you really have cultivated compassion, if you achieve the compassion, then the expectation is not there, attachment is not there, ignorance is not there. I'm talking about the gross level of ignorance. Gross level of ignorance is not there. And then most of the time, once you have like exactly cultivate compassion, there are no negative emotion at the moment. Right? And then compassion can substitute what attachment is working. Compassion can substitute how anger is functioning. So why we think anger necessary in our life? Why we think attachment necessary in our life? Because making relationship with others, attachments will cause us to making relationship with others, right? Anger will help me protect myself. That's how we think. Therefore, we think compassion, like anger and attachment is necessary. But once you cultivate compassion, once you have compassion, it will better protect you than anger. It will better make relationship with others than attachment. It's a better emotions than attachment. So therefore, why not we choose that something emotion that makes better relationship with others, right? So, that the Western psychologist talks about that the white attachment, white lying, white anger. They talks, right? I think they talks that the white anger. They talks it, like say anger toward to children to benefit to them. That's white anger.
I don't know if they call it that, but
I've heard
the idea is there.
Yeah, that's I heard that. Yeah.
White lies is the only thing I heard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So because recently one of my friends asked me, okay, Western psychology say that when we have anger to children for benefiting to their future, to protecting them, that anger is white anger, because the result comes good. So then my answer was, it's no, it's not white anger, right? Anger is always negative, because as far as you have anger, either it's connected to your self-grasping or self-centeredness, self-cherishing. So whatever emotion connected with the self-cherishing or leaded by self-cherishing, that not turns nice. It's always negative, because self-cherishing. Therefore, you showing anger to children to look at their benefit, Maybe you want exactly how you wish them. They're not doing it, therefore you have anger. Right? So you want, like for example, you want them have become a doctor in the future. I want my children to become a doctor, and they're not really interested on it. They're more interested on drawing, right? So then you get anger. But you think I'm protecting my children's. You think I'm helping my children's, right? But it's a self-centeredness. It's a self-cherishing because you want that, not the children's want that, right? So therefore, if children's more drawing, that's usually psychology says that if children capacities more like the drawing, let them draw it, so on and so on. If you look at more their life, their capacity, based on that, try to benefit to them, then it turns nice. It's nothing that I want it, I wish it. As well as you toward anger to children because it's connected to the I want them, this kind of things, I wish to have that kind of things, is having anger toward with this kind of thoughts, then it's connected with the self-centeredness. So therefore, if you're not connected with self-centeredness or self-cherishing, you will not have anger as we are projecting children. We will not have anger because it's not connected with the self-centeredness. It's not connected with my vision, my thought, right? So therefore, we will not have anger because we are focusing on children and what they're capable. And even they do have a capable to becoming doctor, but they do not have interesting to doing that. We can build them have interesting instead of having anger, right? We can, because if we see the capable for having becoming doctor, so then different way, many different methods, skillful way to have them like an interest on doctor, then you will not have problem. So therefore, I do not see the white anger and white attachment. White attachment, I hear that once I talked in a WestCon, the college student, and we talking about attachment, and then my definition of attachment is 100% negative. And then they said, the attachment at the beginning part should be positive, that white attachment, because without attachment, we cannot make relationship with each other. So the making relationship with each other is the best is the attachment, they think it, right? So if you do not know some emotion can substitute attachment, and it is right. On attachment is the only that making better relationship with other. Right? If you know something else better, then you will not focus to have attachment to make relationship with other. So therefore, I said the compassion is exactly substitute attachment better way. Attachment connected, but at the end suffering comes. Compassion will connect it, never suffering comes, because attachment connected with the self-centeredness. Compassion not connected with the self-centeredness. So therefore, if you make relationship with other based on compassion, never turn into the suffering. It's never cause you have suffering. But the attachment cause you have a suffering, because attachment connected to the self-centeredness. You have attached to someone else to make a relationship because you like it, you want it, right? So that I like it or I want it means self-centeredness. That self-centeredness is then whatever comes, then it's caused you suffering because you have some kind of expectation within that. When you making relationship with other, you have some kind of expectation. You wish to have something because I like, right? So when say I love, that's not remaining forever. You love more by they're attractive, that not remaining forever. Even more like with their behaviors, it's not remaining forever same. Sometimes the behaviors goes to negative, then it's changed to me, to relationship, because I love them. I make relationship with them because I love it. Why? because they are a nice person. This is your reason to make a relationship, right? And one day you will see they are one of their natures, really nice, then you are going to change. When you make compassion relationship with other, never going to change it. Because the compassion making relationship is they are suffering, they are kind to me, this is the reason. And this is remaining forever. They are suffering forever at the end of life. Therefore, your relationship will be continuous remaining it. So because I connect with them because they are suffering, therefore I want to help. I connect with them because they're kind to me. So therefore I help. So that's reason remaining always, right? I connect with them because I love them, because they're a nice person. That reason is not always remaining. You follow me? Okay. So whatever reason in our daily life applying, that's very temporary reason. That reasons are not long lasting. As reasons are not long lasting, that emotions, the love is not long lasting. Right? Whatever you have a love through by any reason, as well as reason is not remaining always, then your love will be not remaining always. As reasons change, your love will change. So therefore, we should have a perfect reason or kind of like a permanent reason that why I connected them, why I make relationship with them, why I love to them. Then there's not going to change it. Okay. So therefore, this is the how we try to cultivate compassion to others to see. Basically, I go back here. The bottom line is saying cultivating compassion to others, we have to make connected to the others. Whatever we have a thoughts connected to other are negatives. We have a good reason to connect to others. But I few things said it earlier. So that's where connecting others, then you're getting more closer and closer and closer to that person because you every time you're thinking more positive reason to connect with that person. So once you're close to getting that person, then when that person is have injured, immediately you have a strong wish to free from suffering, as we have for our children and as a children to parents, brother to sister, sister to brother. They have a whoever you love. If they have an injury or they have a very difficult time, even you cannot physically help, the mentally you really wish them help them like free from that kind of difficulties. Sincerely, from your heart, we do have that, right? Because we love. So therefore, if you love or connected with every single sentient beings, you have a same feeling. Once you have a same feeling, then where is the way that I can suffering through by the other beings? There's no way. Because, right? So as you are always thinking, these beings free from suffering, there's no way to have jealousy then. Once that person's getting more better, that person's education is like developing, that person's financials getting better, you will be happy. Because that's how you wish it, because of compassion, right? Never ever have a jealousy. Doesn't matter who they are. There are no way to have jealousy because that's exactly we wish because of compassion. You see that, right? So therefore, we have to play with the many different emotions. Some emotions take it out, some emotion we have to cultivate, and then that's also all the change in actions and so on, right? So okay. This is the basically saying here the how to cultivate compassion, and then also Triple can you read the next drum? This is achieve. Oh, this is each.
Jerome, this is achieved by means of seeking relief from one in the other. Also, this is achieved through alternating with meditations on compassion, the immeasurable thoughts, or impermanence.
Yeah. So thinking impermanence, thinking immeasurable thought, also help us to cultivate compassion, right? So the impermanence, again, I mentioned earlier, when we look at the person's difficulty, as we see always difficulty, But when we get back and investigate again, then we found that sometimes difficulty, sometimes not difficulty. That is part of impermanence. Sometimes there, sometimes not there. So as we see impermanent, then whenever we see the difficulty at the moment, present, immediately you think it's impermanent. It will not remaining always. It will go because it's impermanent. Right? So as we see, the sometimes there, sometimes not there. If sometimes there, sometimes not there, at the moment when it's there, then you can think will lose, will be decreases because it's impermanent. So at that moment, if you think as impermanent, it's also a lot of help to having kind of not having suffering, not having some kind of negative emotion. I can take an example, say someone strongly blame to you, criticize to you, right? And then immediately I think, okay, I get anger here, emotion, but it's impermanent. What they blame to me, what they criticize to me, it's not remaining forever. Like 10 in front of 10 people, in front of many people, they criticize to me. The persons are not permanent. I'm not permanent. That part of the criticize is not permanent. Who criticized me, they're not permanent. All this impermanent. So therefore, whatever blame to me, it's not remaining forever, right? But we have a problem that we think it's remaining forever. They criticize me in front of that much people. Now, what people might say to me, or so on, so on. We have a lot of negative thoughts. They're always causing us suffering. But as we think is impermanent at the moment, because see, after 1 month, no one talks it. Most of people forget it. After 1 month, that people now repeat it again. After 1 month, I'm okay. So this is happening in the future because of impermanent. So therefore, not too much stuck on the part of the blaming, not too much they get angry on the part of the blaming things, because it's change, right? So you see the way beginning is going to change. There are a lot of help to calmness, makes calmness at the moment. Therefore, this is one thing's help thinking as impermanence. And then it's also the immersible. I will talk more next at the immersible part. So, so far, do you have any discussion, question on it? You don't have it? Anyone in who online? So, okay, I always mentioning myself where I talk. When I talk, looks like I'm perfections, right? I'm perfected. I'm not the perfected. Whatever I'm talk today, that's all quality I does not have 100%. But what different is I always try my best. And then I way reduce anger than my childhood. When I was young, very angry person. If they compare that, I way lost anger. But it must not that it means not that I 100% eliminate anger. Not I do not 100% eliminate the anger, but rarely happening in my life, the angers. But when I was young, every day, 10 times, 20 times, right? It's really happening right now. I'm not perfect, it's big change. Same way, part of the compassion or empathy, I'm not achieved exactly compassion, but I always try. Time by time, it takes a long time to change, right? Therefore, I shouldn't expect it a change in the next day. Oh, now I know the definition of compassion. Okay, I think today and see tomorrow. This is not going to change at all tomorrow. So therefore, it's take long process. Because why it takes long process, a long time to change it? Because our habit is very, very, very strong since child. Whatever we have it right now, build it up by time from child. So, like say, having anger is one bad habit. So, and then challenging with that strong habit, it might take time. It's kind of like a solid rock, need to smash. Cannot smash in the one time. Hits many times, then can be smashed, right? So therefore, our habit is same as like a solid rock. Now we try to change. I want to change all this learning the ideas, and I try to apply those ideas in my daily life to changing these things. It will, but not the next day or next month, because it's solid rock. So therefore, it takes time, and therefore it's still, I'm saying myself, as I know, it's a long time. I learn Buddhism, but it's not really, I do not think it's for talking for me. I'm learning it for pass my exam. I'm learning it for teaching other. So finally, I realized both are bad reason. I shouldn't learn for pass the exam. I shouldn't learn for teaching to other. I should learn for how it's helped to me. Once I know that, then I try to change myself. It means whatever learn, I apply to myself to engage those practice to change. So, and then therefore it's changed a lot comparing to young, but not achieved exactly. Okay, so that's the part, being honest part for you guys. Okay. But I believe whatever I say is like if you do this, it's happening. I strongly believe on it. 100% believe on it. I believe it. Therefore, I confidently saying if you do that, it's happening it. My belief is my little experience and logic. Right? The logic examining my little experience is my belief. Yes, it can change big. If change small, then this as a capable of change, and it could be change big, right? So therefore, I confidently saying because I have strongly believe. That means not I achieved everything. I still on working on it, process on practicing on it. Okay. Okay. So there are no more questions on online? Okay. Yeah. So then I can move to the next four immeasurable. Chopin helped me to read a few paragraphs about.
Master, with respect to the four measurable thoughts of my tradition, from where should one begin? Well, if you experience an unbearable feeling in your heart, the wish to relinquish it arises. For example, if a child falls into a fire pit, his mother's heart cannot bear it. Abruptly discarding all seemingly important tasks, her mind is consumed only with the urgent thought of how to free her child. Usually, though she has great love for her son, if he is in no immediate danger, she prioritizes other tasks. If you possess an unbearable compassion for all sentient beings, you will drop all other tasks and will strive your best to free sentient beings. On the basis of this, you will come to understand all beings as your parents. You will then have no partiality with a sense of either intimacy or distance toward them. You will only think, how joyful it would be if they enjoyed happiness, and how joyful it would be if they enjoyed comfort. Given that, if they were to attain Buddhahood, all other forms of happiness would arise as a byproduct. You would strive your best to lead them to Buddhahood. Droll. Starting with the cultivation of great compassion, look at sentient beings and ask, who are these beings that I feel compassion for? Once you recognize them as your parents, care for them with loving kindness by striving to help them in whatever way possible, When you have dedicated your loving kindness, cultivate sympathetic joy with thoughts such as, how joyful it would be if all beings were happy, and how joyful it would be if all beings attained Buddhahood. When you have dedicated your sympathetic joy, consider all beings with great equanimity, free of any partiality of intimacy and distance, just as unconditionally as you affirm your own wish for happiness. Ensure that the pristine cognition of non-judgment reaches everyone. Should I continue?
One line, yeah, one paragraph.
The root of all altruistic thoughts is compassion. Since it is in dependence upon compassion that all the qualities of the Bodhisattva come about, what need is there to speak of giving rise to the altruistic intention to help each and every individual being?
Thank you. So now it's talking about the four immersible. What are the four immersible? The immersible of love, like the compassion, immersible of compassion, and immersible of loving kindness, and immersible of joyful, and immersible of equanimity. This is the order here. The first compassion, then loving kindness, and then joyful, then equanimity. That's orders. And then really asking within these four, which is the first, and then the root is the compassion is saying there, right? Regarding this text, saying the root is the compassion. So compassion will lead you loving kindness, that leads you joyful, and then having equanimity. That's the saying here. And then the compassion is feeling. Compassion feeling exactly shows here how the example is how mothers have what called hurts connected with bear it the children's, right? You say sometimes we give you an example here. If mother is so busy, right, have to complete something, the big things in their life, right? So if they're having a lot of benefit, they're not get, they're losing it. At that moment, mother try to getting this kind of close to having those moment, and then very busiest time with the important parts. And then when see the children's taken by rivers, then mother will forget everything what important parts here. They runs after the protect children's. See, that is moment emotion. How we can imagine that even we don't have an exactly experience, but we can imagine that at the moment, how mother does have that kind of the heart and emotion at the moment. Because they leave everything behind to only protect the children's. Right? But right now, when you do not see that kind of emergency things, then we always say, okay, this is important part. When I get that benefit, it's entire my life's help, right? So that's just interpreted. So we have so many important in our daily life, and then same time we ignoring what so many necessary things in our daily life to getting this important, completing this important parts. And then important is like actually depend, right? Say they hear choice. Go meditations if you have 1 hour free. And then someone say, okay, take your meditations use for that 1 hour for meditations, right? And then on the other hands, you'd have to go someone's birthday party. Then for these two, for us, birthday party is more important than meditating, isn't it? Right? But we have to think why I'm having this thinking those things, why I'm thinking those things. It behind have some kind of reason. I do have a reason, therefore I'm thinking birthday party is important. I assume that birthday party is important because I will make better connection with the persons. Our relationship will be the continuous remaining. If I do not go, then they will be mad for me. They will get angry for me. They will not respect for me. I think this is all the reason, therefore we try to attend birthday party. The meditations, I think, okay, I can do many times. I can do every time. I can do tomorrow, right? I can do day after tomorrow. But even not do it, I'm not losing big things. It's okay. Therefore, we choose the birthday party is important because of those reasons. But in the reality, who will cause you more suffering? Doing meditation will cause you more suffering. Going birthday will cause you more suffering. That's what we need to analyze again, right? We going birthday party because to make better relationship or better save our reputation and so on, right? So, but when you go party, that very much possibility to lose your reputation to going past birthday party. It's very much possibility to disconnect or make better the bad relationship with that person's. Very much possible to going birthday, isn't it? It's because we talks, while we're talking, something comes there, very bad things, which is automatically comes there, which they hear is very bad, and they get mad. They get angry. Because I went to the birthday party. If I do not went to the birthday party, I will not say that. If I will not say that, even they get angry, I can say sorry, then next day it's okay. But when I went to birthday party, then I say something very bad to them, they get mad forever for me. Not just, I cannot fix in the next day or next week. Not going birthday party can be fixed in the next week or next day. Sorry, excuse. But something said very bad in front of the birthday, it's difficult to fix it. It might take years or never. Do you follow me the example? Okay. So therefore, going birthday party is very much, there are many possibility the losing all these things that what you're expecting to have it. Could be lose your reputation, could be lose like your relationship, could be lose so many things, right? Whatever you expected, that reason that you apply to expectation to going birthday, that birthday could be lose everything. But the meditations, right? What are you going to lose that? In the future, long term, if we think the long term, if we think next week or next month, what you lose really? There are very rare chance to losing anything by doing meditation. But you might gain something, which is forever, right? So meditation might help you better to go to next time going to birthday party will be better because of the meditation, right? So if you meditate, then you will have more calmness and the mental stability or like a more better concentrations. Once you have a better concentration, then you go to next party, you will concentrate what should say or what shouldn't say it, what should do or shouldn't do it. You will not forget that because you have a strong concentration. Even you are not like effortlessly thinking it comes within you, it's because it's becoming your habit because of meditations. When it's becoming your habit that focusing on concentration, then you will not say so many things that which is effect to them, which is harm to them, because your concentration is always present. Then next time going birthday party is better, right? This is how we need to analyze to find it out which is important or which is not important, right? So no one will be accept to say, okay, meditation is important. Going birthday party or wedding party is not important. People might think this is silly person saying that, right? But when you use the logic, then you will see, because the long-term benefit, you will see that. So therefore, don't mess like which is important. You really think what is your priority in your life, which is important part of your life. And then do every time based on that. It's good to find what is essence of your life, right? That help you to have a priority in your life. That help you to just makes you what really important or not, right? So your essence of life is making relationship with the others. Then your priority is doing that. then go to birthday party or whatever they do that, right? So if essence is yeah, even like making relationship, if your essence is making relationship better, then I might say go back to the compassion, cultivate compassion. And cultivating compassion is depend on having single-pointed or concentration mind. If you have a good concentration, then you can cultivate. If you do not, it will distracted. As well as your mind is distracted, there are no way to cultivate compassion. So therefore, even making your relationship better it's your essence of life, then compassion, right? So it's fighting is your essence of life, then it's totally go opposite than compassion. Okay. Anyhow, so first we have to find it out what's really essence of life, and then based on that you make it like a priority in your life. Based on that, then you react your thoughts. Then choose what is important and what is not important. So and therefore, at that in generally, like say, which I'm going back to my first example, the mother. I additionally say a mother having $1 million on the other side, and on the other side, the children's taken by the rivers. And what will choose? What will choose the mothers? Basically, the assume the most choose the children's. They run out the children to save, right? They will forget the $1 million. But in generally, $1 million is very important. It's very useful and very important. But the kind of like that kind of moment time, then this is not important. Saving children is important. So that based on that, what is really important then? The important is depend on the moment. The important is depend on your long-term goal, right? Important is depend on and your essence of life. So there's not something can fix it. Okay, this is important, this is not important. There nothing fix it. It's all depend. So therefore, depend on that we choose the important parts, and when we choose the important part, so then it's saying that basically I just go more and more. Actually, if I make it like a short and brief, we have to recognize at the moment of mother's emotion when the children's taken by the waters, rivers. So how mother strongly thinking to protect. So we have to recognize that emotion, either directly experience or use logic and imagination. We will get this kind of experience through by logic too. Once get that emotion, then you will know, okay, what compassion means. Compassion need that kind of movement emotion. Not only children, now saying all sentient beings. That movement of emotions, or like a what called bear, like a your bear heart, what's unbearable feeling in your heart, unbearable feeling in your heart. That heart, not only for children's needs, for everyone. That's we call compassion. Okay, so maybe we will continue next time. But you say compassion is important part, then compassion will lead to love and kindness. The other four immeasurable. We will talk next time. Okay. So any other question? Yeah. Okay. See, here learning, you know that, right? Here learning, you can 100% reject it, our thought, our idea, what talks here. 100% reject it. So with the reason, then we can further discussion. Okay, what I said that because of that reason. You might say, oh, I do not see this is a good reason. Then we say, okay, there's a good reason because of that. So this is how we need to learn better way. So therefore, you have 100% right to do that. There no one get mad when you reject us. Okay, it's clear. It's really clear.
Geshe, can you hear me? Could I ask a question?
Oh yeah, Lee, how are you?
Hi, Geshe. I'm still driving to Florida. I'm not quite there yet, but I had a question
Okay.
with what I joined in late, but
Okay.
I figured I would jump in. So when you said about the birthday party, I was just thinking in terms of like, what I would be doing, like maybe just meditating and practicing all the time. That might not be useful to a person who like might be interested in learning the Dharma or at least picking up something from me. But if I don't go to that birthday party and all I do is practice and meditate, wouldn't that possibly, if the motivation was to go because you didn't want them to think that in order to be a Buddhist, you have to like meditate all the time and can never go to birthday parties? Is that an okay motivation to go? If the rest of the time, I'd rather be actually practicing and meditating. But I think maybe it's important in a situation like that to like, show people that that's not all it's about.
Yes, I can say this right motivation. Can I add a little bit more clear on it? It's a right motivations, but your meditation is not like you are not do properly, and then you are wasting time. Whatever you choose time for meditating, that time makes meaningful. That time making meaningful means that depend on how you meditate properly. If you meditate properly, then you will have some result. If you do not have any result, then no reason to meditate it. So therefore, so meditating properly is most important. And then meditating will not use only for single pointed meditation. Meditation we use for, because single pointed meditation is the preparations, the preparation part is not the actual part. The actual part is once we have a single pointed meditation, concentration, good concentration, or single pointed mind, then use that mind to have compassion, achieve compassion, to realize impermanent, to realize reality, and so on and so on. This is the actual part of meditating. So therefore, we did single pointed meditation. I'm not saying were you doing that, and it just basically this is how you make meaningful meditation things.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Geshe. I was just wondering, like, I've already spent a ton of time like that day meditating, and it might be maybe is it? I mean, should I just? Is it okay to say like to like even if maybe they'd like me to come, like if I just want to meditate and choose not to
Oh,
go, then that's probably more. But what if I'm just thinking, what if they're like, well, that person can never have any fun. I wonder, I don't really want to practice like he does, or maybe not interested. Is there some balance there?
um, okay. Try not harms other. This is the fundamental, right?
Okay.
And based on that, we're choosing it. So there need to be more skillful to establish your own the priority things, your own aims. The skillful will not try to harm others. Otherwise, on the side you're meditating, and on the others, if harms, then it's kind of like not really nice. But there are no like a sometimes it could be harms. That's okay, but which we have to try is not harms others, and based on that we do what we have to do, right? So then meditating, compassion meditating is you are physically not connected with the sentient being, but mentally you are always connected to the sentient being during the meditation time, right? You are mentally connecting with the other beings, but physically not. This is the we choose mentally or physically. Physically, I'm not ready to goes with everyone. Physically, I not ready, have not capable for connection and making relationship with others. But therefore, mentally, I'm practicing and connecting with the peoples mentally, and then one day I can both physically and mentally connect with the person better way. This is all
And
the,
is it
the long terms or goal that are therefore meditating. Okay.
right? And is it so it's okay maybe if like even though I have good intentions and just to meditate to be able to help them, they might get upset that I didn't go,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's because of their false view or because of what's going on in their head. I'm actually right. Like
It is.
not like
It
I'm
is
saying
true.
I have no responsibility. but I'm actually doing something more productive. And if they get upset, it's not, I didn't like cause them to be angry. I was just doing something that was actually, I found more productive and helpful, but they might not see it that way.
Yes, I can say that. Yes, I agree with you. More clarifying on it. So, see, whatever we do, we cannot make happy everyone. They're impossible make happy everyone. Right? Whatever we choose, someone will be unhappy, someone will be happy. It always comes that way. So therefore, if always happening that way, then why not we choose the better ones, which is benefit to others, which you have, which you are saying it. So I'm just more elaborating your thoughts.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it, Geshe.
You're welcome. Safe drive.
Thanks.
Okay. So it's more clear? It's more clear? Okay. Okay. If they don't have a question, then I'm going to stop here. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.